I would like to introduce the Honorable Barryl Barnes, proudly represents the 25th Legislative District in the Maryland House of Delegates. His tenacious work ethic has enabled him to quickly become one of the highest ranking members in the House of Delegates, serving as the Deputy Mayor Majority Whip from 2017 to present. He's Assistant Speaker Pro Tem 2019 and the second Vice Chair for the Prince George's County Delegation of 2019 to the present. Delegate Barnes is also a member of the Maryland's Veterans Caucus and served on the Prince George's County School Construction Master Plan Work Group in 2018. Prior to his election, Delegate Barnes established himself as a successful businessman, community advocate, and veteran with over 20 years of entrepreneurship experience in the information technology and sports agency space. Delegate Barnes coupled his passion for sports, business, and desire to uplift youth by founding what is now one of the premier nonprofits in Prince George's County. His grassroots organization, Men Aiming Higher, 2009 to present, mobilizes at-risk young men through educational tutoring, leadership training, mentoring programs, and community service projects. To date, more than 700 mentees have benefited from the work of Men Aiming Higher. It is our honor to introduce to you Delegate Barnes.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I am so excited to be here. Let me first start off by saying that I think wherever you are in your homes, your car, your office, your bedroom, your kitchen, we all should give a rounding applause to Remi for her coordination, her vision for putting this together. So Remi, I say thank you so much for your leadership, your vision, and bridging the conversation with America, more importantly, right here in Maryland and the African diaspora. When you start talking about business and business opportunities and how we must continue to work together, I think I heard you say earlier this morning that Maryland and Africa is open for business. But for me, I think it goes a lot deeper than that in understanding exactly what does that mean when you say we're open for business. I think that we must start having a conversation on how do we bridge the gap between Americans and our African brothers and sisters. I think Thelma said it best where there are 1.2 billion people in Africa that are all looking for the same things that we are looking for right here in the state, in the United States. And that is an opportunity in which how do we take care of our families? How do we take a decent vacation every now and then? And how do we give back to our communities? And I think it all starts through conversations like this in which we can start to share ideas and suggestions on how do we make our respective businesses, our respective states and countries the best that it possibly can be. So I say that, you know, my conversation is centered around how do we create wealth for our communities? How do we create opportunities for our businesses and for our employees and our communities? And I think it all starts with understanding the purpose in which we started our business. I think it all starts with understanding the power that we have in our business and forging relationships and building collaborative relationships. As I was listening to the panel before me talk about women-owned businesses, and we must start doing more with our women-owned businesses. And I would say here in the United States, we must start doing more with our Black businesses, and we must start promoting them in a way that gives them an opportunity to grow, to create that legacy wealth for their families. And I think that we must remove the stigma of not doing business with our African counterparts for whatever reason that may be, whether it's the corruption from some of our politicians and our government, to really understanding the importance of we must build relationships with those we want to do business with. And I think that's the broader conversation that we must have. And I believe that is the reason why Remi started this global summit is so we can start building relationships. Anytime you have on this call 6 continents of leaders from around the world, it's an opportunity to build relationships and to share ideas in which the business that you're in order to figure out how do we now start those international trades and conversations and working with like-minded individuals that we share the same ideology, but the methodology may be a little bit different, but the approach is all the same, right? We're all in this together in the sense that we want to grow, we want to expand, and we want to be able to work with one another because we want to be able to leave that legacy for our children and our children's children. And part of that is part of working with other like-minded individuals and making sure that we're having the same conversations to grow our businesses. Let me close with saying this, 2 words that I often use, and that is hope and opportunity. Hope and opportunity. Today, we are hoping that we can connect the dots. Today, we hope that our businesses can forge. Today, we hope that our governments can communicate and work with one another. And I know here in the United States, we're hoping that we come to a resolution or a conclusion with our election. But I also believe that we have an opportunity to move forward. Today, I think we have an opportunity to bridge the gap. Today, I think we have an opportunity to use this digital platform that we're on to spread the word about how we heard from leaders from around the world and that these leaders from around the world want to work together. Today, I think we have an opportunity to share ideas and to share our thoughts and to ask for one another's email and phone number and keep in touch with one another. That's the opportunity that we have today in order to create the wealth that we're all looking for. Listen, I don't want this to be a one-off, to go back to our homes and say that I spoke at this wonderful global summit, but I didn't get to know anybody that I spoke to, right? So I think you all need to take advantage of how Remi has connected the dots to make sure that you stay in touch with the person that's on this participation list. I think today is an opportunity for us to really get to know each other and figure out how do we do business with one another. That's what this is all about. That's how you create the wealth. That's how you create the legacy and what we're trying to do with this global summit. So I thank you, Remi, for the opportunity to speak before this esteemed group. I thank you for your vision. I thank you for your leadership. And I'm hoping that we're all able to connect the dots. I will make sure that I leave my contact information in the chat. I ask all of you all to reach out to me, stay in touch. If nothing else, let's send an email back and forth every now and then just to say hello. But let's make sure that we're taking the right steps to build and forge relationships that will last not only for today, but tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Wow. Dr. Wendy, is it my turn or are you going to go up? I get excited when Delegate Barnes speaks. So am I in line or was that you that needs to come on?
Are they going to be doing a Q&A?
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So am I doing that, Dr. Brisley?
Yes. Can you
Okay.
handle the Q&A?
Yes, ma'am. I can do that. All right. Wow. Delegate Barnes, as always, you are always working. And you were one of those few that saw this vision, even though when the vision wasn't clear, when it was foggy, you were right there. And I sat in your office and we were talking and you were agreeing with everything I was saying. Of course, half of it, you probably didn't know how it was going to happen, but you just had that belief and that trust. So I want to say thank you to you. It's the birth of a new thing. You've said so many things and I'm glad that they're hearing from you. This is about building relationship. It's not about talk shop with Remi and all of that. Next year when we come, we want testimonials. Thank you for telling us what it entails to create wealth, to create a legacy. It should not end here. So I'm gonna leave it open. If there are questions, we're looking at the chat box. Please ask away, let's hear your thoughts. Delegate is here for the next few minutes and we're about to round the conference off. So if you have any questions, please ask away. Delegate Burns also is the president of the Bi-County Chamber of Commerce. I don't know. Chamber of Commerce is Chamber of Commerce everywhere. This is a very unique Chamber of Commerce that brings everyone together, especially entrepreneurs who are looking to connect. And what's unique about this is, business can be done without governmental influence. So this Chamber of Commerce has a delegate at the helm of affairs who cannot just influence what is happening, can also influence people so they can meet the right people. That's what he does in our community. That's what he's raising his hand to do all over the continent. So Delegate Burns, we're thankful. We're looking at questions. Are there any questions I'm not seeing? Anybody has questions? Everybody is thanking you, Delegate. Thank you. They're thanking you for speaking. I don't know if there are questions that I'm missing.
Let me just say, Remi, real quick, we thank you once again for your leadership. But I do want to say that those that are thinking about doing business in the state of Maryland, we are making some tremendous strides and providing opportunities for our small businesses and large businesses. I believe we are making golden steps into creating an ecosystem in which businesses can flourish. I am promoting every time I speak on the importance of working more collaboratively, building teaming agreements, teaming arrangements, figuring out ways in which we can give greater access to capital for our small businesses, because we know that access to capital is always a handicap for our businesses. And that's the only way that our businesses can grow in order to create the legacy wealth that we all want for our families. So, here in the state of Maryland, I created a bill that says it's a prompt payment 15 bill, which says that if you're doing business in the state of Maryland, that your invoice must get paid in 15 days or less, because we know that businesses are having challenges in meeting payroll and operating expenses when they have to wait 30 and 45 days and sometimes 90 days for their receivable to be paid. So we're moving in a way that we are being aggressive, but I believe that we need to have more like-minded businesses that believe in this process, that we can work more together and we can make a better future for my family and yours alike. So if there's no other questions, I thank you, Remi, for the opportunity. This has been a wonderful summit. I was on early this morning and I saw all the wonderful people from around the world that was on and asking some very important questions. And I think you're doing an outstanding job.